Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. Today we are setting up August in my reading journal and I'm so excited to share this month with you all, mostly because it is a very different change from the rest of the months in this journal. If you're new here, I've been taking you to 12, or I will have at the end of the year, 12 different destinations of fantasy books, and in the month of August we are going to Avalon, which is one of the realms in the Silver and the Bone duology by Alexandra Bracken. I've just recently finished reading The Mirror of Beasts and absolutely devoured it and loved it. You'll get to hear a bit more about that in my July reading update, but because I knew that book was coming out, Millie, who has been helping me with this project, I will link her in the description below, um, we both decided that this would be the right time to unleash Avalon into the journal, and I'm so glad we did. It times really well with winter ending here in New Zealand, so we're into our last month of winter here in the southern hemisphere, and I'm so grateful that I decided to go with this theme here because I was able to use a monochromatic type theme with all the dark cold greys of Avalon. I'm really inspired. I was really inspired by the photos that Millie kindly put together. We have been collaborating a lot with some of the other months, and then I took over a couple of months completely. She took over this one for me, did a phenomenal job, and I cannot thank her enough. So I feel like we were able to emulate what Avalon felt like to us. This is a portal fantasy. We decided to focus on Avalon rather than the modern half of this world. In the first book, you spend majority of the time in Avalon, so that's what we went with. And I'm really quite pleased with everything that came together in this setup, except for the headers, which you'll get to see in a moment, because they do not keep the theme monochromatic. I did put Step into an Ancient Legend as the sneak peek. Again, thanks to Millie for helping me figure out what to say there. I didn't really know what to put. I was kind of like leading it up to that point, and then she had the right word sequence. So thank you again, Millie, if you watch this. And on this side, we are sticking down the rest of the photos with this marble-like paper. I just felt like it fitted the theme enough. And then the headers, I used my Cricut to cut them out because I wanted to use a specific type of font, and unfortunately, not thinking about it, I used hollow vinyl. So, of course, this ended up looking this way, and yeah, what can you do about it? So we're now on to the monthly view, and keeping in with keeping this very clean and just monochromatic as much as possible. I did everything with black line art, with my FaberCastell PITT artist pens. I used two different greys from the Anko brush marker and dot marker sets. They're slightly different colours, even though they look the same on the tubes. And I really like how they work. So using those to do my dots and the headers, I did mess up using a white Gellyroll for the headers. It doesn't show up, so I've actually fixed that off camera now with a black pen for the days of the week on the monthly view. And if you're new here, I use this to just track down how long it takes me to finish a book. I do have another journal, and I can explain that a little bit more in the video that you can find in the description below about the journal for my journal. But essentially this one is a bit more aesthetic looking, and that's what I use it for. I really wanted to keep this page as clean as possible because I am using a lot of the bottom half of this page to jot down the books that I end up reading over the month of August, and I'm finding that over the last couple of months it started to look a little bit cluttered when I use decoration down the bottom of this page, so I have opted to stop that and put all the decoration on the right side of the page. I did do slightly smaller headings for the right side, and I'm not sure if that was a good pick. I mean, in the end, it's worked out fantastic because I've got enough space for both the ARC side and the book haul side. And I did put these headers for those two sections sideways. You only get to see me put on the ARCs because my book is too big for the camera screen and I didn't move the book up. I didn't think about it being off screen when I stuck it on, so I cut that footage. And I did space out the ARCs a little bit like I usually do, so hopefully I don't buy too many books over August. I've been spending a lot of money on books lately, so the goal is not to. I did skip the readathon page because I'm going to come back to that. Didn't have the brain capacity to work on it on this first session. You'll actually notice that my nails are blue in this first portion of the video, and then they change because this is actually filmed over 3 days. So the first day I managed to get to just this last portion on this new page that we're working on, which will be for the TBR, the prompts list, and for the library hires. I've also put a quote at the bottom of this page. So a lot of things ended up happening here. I just wanted to fill this one up a little bit more than the page beforehand with a lot more decorative elements, and also so there wasn't so much space left over. I didn't want to do an event section because I haven't really been utilizing that recently. I'm not doing a great deal of buddy reads, but I am participating in a book club read, so I did add that to the TBR. It kind of felt a bit pointless to repeat it if it was already on my TBR with the event section, so I'm not sure if I'll bring that back, but for now, since I am doing a readathon, I just consolidated these pages down a little bit. Though in saying that, I generally use a 2-page spread for these sections, and I used a 2-page spread for the readathon this time around, so it doesn't really matter. All the same, I did enjoy being able to put a quote down the bottom of this page. However, you don't get to see most of it being set up because I decided stupidly to use my stamps, my alphabet stamps for this project, and it took me forever. So as you can see, new nails on, and we're getting straight into this really long quote. It didn't look that long when I was looking it up, and then when I started to do it one letter at a time, I thought, oh goodness, I've really messed this up and it's not going to fit, so I did end up putting it onto the prompt side because I only ended up with 5 prompts in the end. We're now finally on to the reading log page, and this one here I again kept very simple because this is more of a functional page rather than decorative, and I like to have it the same every month. So it's the same layout. If you watch these videos, nothing new here. I did, however, use the stamps again because I didn't know what was wrong with me on this day and I really wanted to use stamps. But I did use them again to do the numbers, and I also added in the dark grey Anko dual brush pen marker, whatever it's called, for the headers because I actually accidentally messed up in July, and so I decided to go over it with paint pen, and I really liked the look, so that's where the headers are going to go this time around, and we'll see if I like it again, and we'll keep it that way. The only issue is my white pen has decided to die. I've got 2 smaller pens that are white and they're not as opaque, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out, but that's a future me problem. Finally finished with the functional grid layout. Now to just write in all those headers 12 times over, and then you get the magic of me editing it out for you and getting to see it this way, and then the header going on. These headers, they're very hard on the camera lens. I didn't even think this through in person. When the light's not hitting them, they're absolutely fine. They look grey. But yeah, they're very, very colourful and wasn't my intention. I did flip back to this page, but admittedly I had quite a lot of troubles with it. I wanted to keep some of the footage in all the same because I do make a mistake, and I thought it would be interesting for transparency and just showing you how things can be fixed on the spot. I have ended up hating this page. I'm not going to deny that. This is for a readathon called Deck of TBRathon, and you can see that I've drawn out 12 cards, playing cards, and it doesn't matter about the suit so much. It's the number, and it corresponds to a prompt that I fill in off camera. I ended up using the dot markers for the fine point pen part of the dot markers in both red and black for this, and the ink was so strong that it smeared so badly, and I can't fix it. I did end up making a mistake there. I put 8 in the wrong box, but I do fix that, and yeah, it's okay. It doesn't look terrible when it's finished, but I think I was just at a point where I had to get this set up in a certain amount of time. It was getting really close to August. I think I actually finished this specific page after August. Oh no, sorry, on the last day of July I did this one. And yeah, I was tired. I didn't enjoy setting this one up at all, and I think you can see that in the way that it's finished, but I will use it, and I am looking forward to getting cracking into this readathon. I've got all my books picked out, which you'll be able to see in my TBR. I have got a little tip-in that I've added on. You'll get to see that in the final flip through, with a place to write down all the books, because I didn't know where to put them. I was originally going to put them in the middle of the card in that little rectangle that I've drawn in there, but then I thought, I don't know if they'll fit. We'll see. If they do, I will definitely stick them in there, like the covers, but I've got a place to write down the actual title of the book and the author on a little tip-in that you'll see in a moment. So this is the final day of filming. Thank you so much for staying with me and getting to this final flip through as well. Again, those headers are horrible on the camera, but otherwise I'm really happy with this theme minus this page, and I'm super excited to get cracking into using it. I actually have a video coming out showing you what happens after filming this video, so how to set it up to use over the month of August. So if you're looking forward to that, stay tuned. I will have it up on the channel sometime very soon, along with other videos that I desperately want to get up for you all. Until we next meet, I hope you have fun reading or journaling. Bye everyone!